one of the things that we always tell our parents that call us is if you need anything, call us. So we run a 24-hour hotline, and we got a call on our hotline from a mom that just needed some resources in Indiana. And so we quickly kind of found out what her needs were. And we were helping her with some food and some assistance financially.
When I first met Monica, I was staying in a hotel with both of my children and Kehlani's or Kay's father. And he was abusive and very controlling. I had gotten to a point where I was just tired, and I felt like I was kind of just existing but not really living. And I needed help. And when I called her, her voice was very warming and inviting and very perky and loud, but she was so sweet. I needed help with groceries at the time and paying for the room until I got paid.
And so I walk into this room, and this little girl right here just walks up and puts her hands in the air. And I had never met her before.
This is a real microphone.
It's a real microphone, yeah.
Hi.
We've all got your voice really well now.
I know. Hey, sir, I know.
She was just so loving. You could just tell how loving she was. And so we dropped this stuff off and we left. And her and her mom kept in contact with us.
There was a really big incident at the hotel when I got off work one day. And Kehlani was there, and she witnessed her dad put his hands on me because he did not get arrested, and I was scared to tell the police where he was. They took Kehlani from me for child neglect. I blew Monica's phone up. I called her probably 7 times back to back, and I got a text that said, "Can't talk right now, call you later." And I kept calling her.
So I was speaking at a banquet up in Portage, Indiana, and my phone was going off, and I kept hitting the "I can't talk right now, I can't talk right now." And she kept saying, "I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you." And I said, "I gotta go take this call." And so we were still in the dinner phase, and so we were still sitting there eating. And so I pick up my phone and I walk outside. So Kay's mom is on the other end of the phone, and she said they took Kay. And I said, "Who took Kay?" And she said, "The Department of Child Services." And she said, "Can you come get her? Can you come take her so that she can stay with you?" And I'm like, "We're not foster parents. We're not licensed in the state. They're just not going to give me your child." And she says, "Well, under kinship care, you can come and take Kay because she knows us." And I'm like, "I've only met you guys a couple of times." And so she three-wayed the person that was handling Kay. And the Department of Child Services says, "Well, you can, if a judge awards you custody of Kay, you can take her under kinship care because you know the family." And I said, "Okay." And she says, "Well, can you pass a background check?" And I said, "Yeah." And she says, "Well, can you pass a drug test?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she says, "Are you married?" And I said, "Well, I was up until this moment, but I'm not sure what's happening right now or if I'm going to be married after this moment." And she says, "Well, can you be to court on Tuesday?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay." So I said, "Yeah, we'll be there." And so I walked back into this event, and Joe's still sitting there, had no idea what the heck was going on.
No idea.
He had no idea. And so he's like, "What's going on?" And Joe's this very patient, loving guy, never gets upset with anything. And he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "It is not a good time to talk about this right now. This is not, we can have this conversation in the car." And he goes, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, I just agreed to take a 1-year-old.
At the time, everyone around me kept telling me, like, "You don't know her, she's a stranger, she could be crazy," all of these things. But it was the connection between her and my daughter at the time that they met that made me feel so comfortable with her going there.
A week later, we were down in Indianapolis picking her up, and took her home, and the next day I was sitting on the couch with her watching Disney Plus. So she became part of our family pretty quickly.
I told her initially that it would only be for a month, and Kehlani was there for well over a year. But she took her, and she loved her, and she drove all the way down here from Fort Wayne every weekend so that I could see her. And I have to say that I'm thankful for the case, for my DCS case, because it gave me the chance to find me again. Got my GED finally after dropping out of school when I was 15. I started going to school for psychology. I got a really nice job. I was able to move into my own place. I have a 4-month-old. I'm engaged now. Like, my life has truly done like a 360 turn. And that would not have been possible if I didn't have the help from Monica and Joe.
You know, Safe Haven Baby Boxes, when I started this organization, I knew that I didn't want to just direct women to boxes. I wanted to be their voice. I wanted to be the person that was walking alongside them. So when I started this organization, I knew that doing more for women and their kids was going to stop this cycle that has been happening for many years.